Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for a deep dive into the wild world of online advertising. Today we're tackling AppNexus, a company that, well, pretty much reinvented the game. We're
Yeah.
looking at this great article from womenentrepreneurs.biz called Get This, AppNexus, Lessons from an Online Advertising Revolution. And honestly, this goes way beyond just ads. We're talking about shaking up a whole industry. And whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, there's a lot to learn here, especially, I think, for women in business.
Mm.
So AppNexus, right? Where did they come from and what made them so special?
Well, let's see. AppNexus was founded back in 2007 by Brian O'Kelly and Mike Nolet. And they had this huge, audacious goal to completely revolutionize the way online advertising worked. And fast forward to 2018, they got scooped up by AT&T for a cool $1.6 billion.
Whoa, okay, that's serious money. But what did they actually do to get that kind of success?
So their claim to fame was this thing called real-time bidding. RTB for short. Now imagine, before AppNexus, if you wanted to buy ad space online, it was a mess. You had to contact websites one by one, haggle over prices. The whole thing took forever. AppNexus came in and just streamlined the entire process.
Streamlined, okay, so they made it faster, but how?
Okay, so picture this. An online auction where advertisers are bidding on ad space in real time. That's basically what AppNexus built. Advertisers could say, hey, I want to reach this kind of person, and AppNexus's algorithms would find websites with that exact audience, all happening instantly. This speed and automation, it was like nothing anyone had seen before.
So it wasn't just like a slightly better version of what was already out there. They really did change the whole game. The article calls it disruptive technology.
100%. And I think for women entrepreneurs especially, this is huge. It's easy to stick with what you know, right? But sometimes the biggest opportunities come from doing things totally differently. AppNexus, their perfect example. They saw a problem, thought way outside the box to solve it, and ended up changing an entire industry.
So they had this amazing tech, but you know the tech world, right? Everything's changing so fast. How did AppNexus keep innovating?
It's true. You can't just rest on your laurels, especially in tech. And that's what's so interesting about AppNexus. They never stopped. They were always pushing the boundaries of what their platform could do. Like they introduced this thing, pre-bid targeting.
Pre-bid targeting. Okay. Now that sounds kind of jargony. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so think about it. Before AppNexus, advertisers were basically bidding on ad space, but they didn't have a full picture of who would actually see their ad. It was like taking a shot in the dark.
Risky?
Totally. But with pre-bid targeting, advertisers could actually get key information about the audience before they put any money down, like a sneak peek behind the curtain, you know? It let them make much smarter decisions.
So less throw it at the wall and see what sticks,
Yeah.
and more like actually targeting the right people with the right message.
100%. And this constant evolution, adding new features, making it better, that was huge for AppNexus's success. It's like, you have a hit song. You can't just stop there. You got to keep making new music, keep your fans engaged.
Right, right. Keep the hits coming. And speaking of reaching more people, the article mentioned that AppNexus had this global vision right from the start.
Oh, yeah, they were thinking big from day one. By 2010, they were already in Europe and Asia because they saw the potential in those markets. But here's the thing. It wasn't just about, slapping their logo on a map and calling it a day.
It's got to be more than that.
Way more. They understood that global expansion, it takes cultural sensitivity, understanding the differences.
So not just like translating your website and assuming everyone would get it.
Nope. AppNexus realized that what works in one place might not work somewhere else. So they actually put in the work to understand the local markets, adapt their platform, build relationships with people on the ground.
That's smart, building those connections. And it sounds like they were good at that, not just with clients, but also within their own company. The article talked about this collaborative company culture.
Yeah, that was key for them. AppNexus knew that their people were their biggest asset, So they really fostered this environment where creativity was encouraged, collaboration was the norm. They even had an open door policy so that anyone, no matter what their job title was, could pitch ideas directly to the top.
I love that. No bureaucracy, just good ideas rising to the top.
Exactly. And that kind of atmosphere, it's like a breeding ground for innovation, right? But, even with the best team, the best intentions, you're going to hit some bumps in the road. AppNexus definitely had their share of challenges.
I was going to say, nobody's perfect. What kind of obstacles did they face? So they had the culture, the talent, the global reach. It seemed like nothing could stop them. What could go wrong?
Well, this is interesting, right? Because AppNexus teaches us that even huge success can have a flip side. As amazing as their real-time bidding platform was, they kind of became a little too reliant on it.
So even though they kept making it better, adding features, it was still their one big thing, and that ended up being a problem.
In a way, yeah, because online advertising, it didn't stop evolving. New tech popped up, privacy became a bigger deal. And AppNexus, they built this whole empire on RTB. Adapting to this new world was tough.
Like, they built their house on a foundation that started to, I don't know, shift a little.
Exactly. And for any entrepreneur, that's such a crucial lesson. Even if you have a hit product, a marketing strategy that's working like magic, you can't just assume it'll last forever.
You got to stay flexible, right?
100%. Always be looking for those new avenues because the business world, it changes fast.
And the ones who change with it, those are the ones who win. Now, the article also mentioned something about AppNexus and transparency issues. What was that all about?
Yeah, that's a big one, and it gets to the heart of trust, especially online. So as AppNexus got bigger, some advertisers started raising concerns.
What kind of concerns?
They felt like they didn't really know where their ads were ending up.
Like on what websites?
Exactly. And for brands, that's a huge deal. You don't want your ad showing up next to, something that could hurt your reputation.
Right, it's got to be the right fit.
Exactly. So it became a trust issue. AppNexus, to their credit, they did try to address it. But it shows how important transparency is. Being ethical, being upfront with your clients, that's not just good business, it's essential.
It's like that saying, honesty is the best policy.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about a lot today, from this whole real-time bidding thing to transparency, global strategy.
And don't forget about always innovating. Never gets old.
Never. But how do you actually do that? Spot those golden opportunities before anyone else. It's about being curious. Read everything you can get your hands on. Talk to people outside your bubble. You never know where that next big idea will come from.
Love that. Networking, staying informed, always be learning. Now, AppNexus also showed us how powerful partnerships can be. They were working with everyone, even potential competitors.
Totally. Especially when you're starting out, partnerships can be a game changer. You get to tap into new markets, share resources, grow faster. Never underestimate the power of collaboration.
And we can't forget their global vision. AppNexus, they went international super early on.
Yeah, and that takes guts. It's not as simple as just showing up in a new country.
It's a whole thing, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to do your homework, understand the culture, the way things work, be adaptable.
Be respectful, put in the effort. Great advice. Well, we've covered a ton today, from the birth of real-time bidding to the importance of transparency, global strategy, innovation. AppNexus, they really did change the game, didn't they?
No doubt. It just shows you business is always changing, evolving, but by staying curious, adapting, focusing on creating real value, you can not only survive those changes, but thrive. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next one to disrupt an industry.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, thanks for diving deep with us today. Be sure to check out our show notes for links to the article and more about AppNexus. Until next time, keep those entrepreneurial dreams alive.